If you're the type of person that has been struggling with weight loss, if you have been yo-yoing with your weight, so you lose weight on a particular diet program and then you gain it all back again and some more, and then you try another fad, try another diet, and it just is not working. And if you're struggling with some of the side effects of being overweight, maybe you're developing type 2 diabetes, maybe you've got plantar fasciitis, or whatever it is, then this video is for you. Now, what I'm doing is something called intermittent fasting, and I'm doing the 16-8 method of intermittent fasting. Now, I don't do that for weight loss. However, the side effect, or one of the benefits I should say, of doing the 16-8 intermittent fast is that you will lose weight. And the reason you lose weight is twofold. Number one is you're cutting down your eating window. So the 16-8 means that you're fasting for 16 hours and only eating during an 8-hour window. And because you're only eating in an 8-hour window, you've not got as much time to eat, so you actually end up cutting out a meal. You effectively cut out breakfast, although technically the first meal you're eating is your breakfast, because that's when you're breaking your fast. Now, you may be sitting there thinking, there's no way that I can fast or not eat for 16 hours. But believe you me, you can. And also, if you have a reason why, a strong reason why, other than losing weight, that will help you on this journey. Now, let me share a few possible reasons why you may choose, instead of choosing to say my reason why is to lose weight. And just as an aside, why it's not a good idea to use weight loss as your aim or your why is because, let's say you want to lose 10 pounds, 20 pounds, or whatever the weight loss amount your aim is. When you've lost it, what is your reason why at that point in time? Your reason why has disappeared. You go back to your normal way of eating, you gain back the weight, and you're back to square one, and there's no point in that. And the other reason why dieting, or using the term diet, is not a good idea, because it implies some sort of temporary fix, and a temporary fix will never work. So let me share my reason why. Now, a few years back I went through cancer. I'm fortunate enough to survive cancer, despite everything that was thrown at me. I was in hospital 3 times with sepsis. One time I was in the resus department, and my wife was sat out in the family waiting area, worried sick of what was going to happen to me. I ended up with fungal pneumonia. Again, people can die from that. I managed to get through cancer, and let me explain to you. Going through cancer, and if you have been through it, or you know someone that's been through it, which is very likely with the present levels of, I think it's now 1 in 2 people go through cancer, chemotherapy sucks. Chemotherapy is horrendous. It does make you lose weight. It destroys your immune system. You're being sick all the time. You get ulcers in your mouth. It is the horrendous thing to go through. It's almost worse than the cancer itself. Now, that's saying something. Now, like I say, I'm fortunate enough to survive cancer. I've come through the other side. Now, that gives me a huge reason why. Now, intermittent fasting has shown, or been shown, or studies have shown that it can help with protecting against cancer. And it can protect against all of these other things that can also lead to cancer. So obesity can lead to cancer. And it's all of the markers within inside your body, the inflammation, the damaged cells, which intermittent fasting can help with through autophagy. All of these things I'm hoping that will protect me and help me not get cancer again. Now, it's important to inject at this point in time. I'm not a doctor. And before you start intermittent fasting, you should probably consult your doctor. And certainly if you've got any particular disease, particularly diabetes, particularly type 1, or if you're on any form of medication, please don't start intermittent fasting and get advice from your doctor. Now, going back to the reasons why, I have a huge reason why I want to never ever have cancer again. So you can use my reason why if you like, but it might be to stop yourself getting cancer. Take it from me, it's not a good thing to get into, but that may not be strong enough to use someone else's why. Now, the next one I have down here is it could be that you've lost a loved one. You've lost a partner, hopefully not lost a child, a sibling, a parent to cancer, and you've watched them deteriorate. It's not a nice thing to do. Now, I lost my father to a brain tumour, and so I can resonate with that one. And seeing how he deteriorated in hospital was horrible. So again, that's another of my reasons why. So I've got two powerful reasons why, but use that one. The next one is perhaps it's an age milestone. Now, it's another one for me as it happens. I'm approaching the big 6-0. And as I approach that, I'm thinking, well, how much life have I got left? Now, I'm hoping to live to 120 to 130. And I know that may sound crazy, but why not? People live to 110. People live over 100, but by eating a healthy diet. And there may be genetics about it, but the way I think about it is by being fit, strong and healthy for the rest of my life, by intermittent fasting, by weight training, by doing exercise. In theory, there's no reason why I can't live for longer and healthy. I don't want to live for a long time if I'm unhealthy, I can't walk, I can't be mobile and all the rest of it. I want to be fit, strong and healthy. So if you've got a milestone coming up, you've got the big 4-0, the 5-0, the 6-0, the 7-0, use that. And you might say, well, once I've got there, my reason why is gone. Well, once I've got to my big 6-0, my next target, aside from the cancer reason, is the 7-0. Get to 7-0, it's the 8-0, and so on. Just use that as your reason why, and that will lead you to the how, and the how is intermittent fasting. So the next one is insulin resistance. Now, it may be that you've got pre-diabetes, you've got type 2 diabetes, your body has got insulin resistance. And all that means is that because you are eating so much, you're eating all the time, constantly, 3 meals a day, snacking in between, your insulin keeps spiking all the time. And what happens is your body becomes less responsive to insulin, so it produces more insulin. And this is been proven in studies to be really, really bad for you. It gives you inflammation. Now, inflammation is the root cause of the effects of many diseases, not least the one that we're all imprinted on our brain more recently is COVID-19. So think about what it was like to go through the pandemic, the lockdowns and so on, and maybe even use that as a reason why. Maybe you lost a loved one to COVID-19. So perhaps use that as your reason why. You need a strong reason why to hold on to actually get to where you want to go. And just as an aside, before I carry on with some other reasons why that you could use, is that like you, possibly, when I used to wake up in the morning, and I'm quite an early riser, whether it's 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, and my wife used to tease me about it. The minute I'm awake, bing, I used to eat. I used to have breakfast straight away. Oh, I used to have my shower first, straight in the kitchen, have my breakfast. I couldn't imagine going 16 hours without eating. But once you start doing intermittent fasting, it becomes easier. And you focus on the actual fast and the benefits and the good it's doing to you, rather than thinking, well, I'm starving myself, I'm denying myself. You're not denying yourself, you're focusing on the benefits of not eating. And it really, really works. And sorry, as another aside, is that what I'm also finding I can do is that I'm getting to the 16 hours and I'm extending my fast, which has yet further benefits. More autophagy. Autophagy meaning it's the waste cleaning up exercise within inside your body. So the damaged cells, potentially the cancer producing cells, are cleaned up. They're reused as energy within inside the body, or they're removed from your body. And the longer you fast for, within reason, the more autophagy goes on, and the better it is for your body. So I've been extended it to 22 hours, and then the other day I did a 24-hour fast. Now, before I was thinking that would be very, very difficult to do, but actually it's not that difficult. Once you've done the 16/8 fasting for a period of time, you find that it's quite easy to extend it. And a couple of times I had hunger pangs, stomach grumbling or what have you, and all I did was I drank some water, and it cleared those hunger pains. So believe you me, if you're sitting there thinking there's no way I can intermittent fast, there's no way I can fast for that period of time, it's fine. You don't necessarily need to go to 16 hours straight away. You can start off with 10, then go to 11, 12 and so on. Just gradually extend your period of fasting, and that will help. So let's go back to the reasons why. The next one is peripheral neuropathy. Now, again, that's something that I have. Now, peripheral neuropathy is basically the nerve endings have been damaged, and you get there's various things. You get pain in the extremities, and I've got it in my feet as it happens. So where you feel like you've either got pins and needles, or sometimes you get shootings of pain and so on. Now, I have peripheral neuropathy as a result of the chemotherapy. It damaged the nerves. Type 2 diabetes has been shown to cause peripheral neuropathy, and there are many other causes of it. Aging, for 40s, 50s and so on, you can develop peripheral neuropathy in your feet, in your hands and so on. And it's not a nice thing to have, certainly when you first get it. I remember falling over as a result of it because I couldn't really feel my feet, and I was having to sort of not learn to walk again, but learn to be stable again. And it wasn't very nice, and I really hurt my ankle once quite badly, and I had to have it in one of these sort of big boots because I'd badly damaged my ankle. Now, one of the benefits of intermittent fasting is the repair of neurons. They've done the studies on the repair of neurons in your brain. However, my thinking is, and bear in mind I'm not a doctor, I'm hoping, and I'll report back later, that the neuron repair as a result of intermittent fasting may start to repair my nerves that lead to my feet, and it may improve peripheral neuropathy. Again, it may not be a stronger why, but it's another added why for me. But if that's for you, you've got peripheral neuropathy, use that as a reason why. The next one is possibly plantar fasciitis. Now, plantar fasciitis is a pain in your feet, or mostly in the heels or the arch of your feet, as a result of possibly stress. They don't really fully know exactly why, but oftentimes people who are overweight get that, and by losing weight it can improve. So perhaps that might be your reason why. And again, going back to the whole loss of weight, once you've lost the weight you've got no reason why. It might be worthwhile having other reasons why. For example, the ongoing one is the age one, your age milestones. You're always going to have the next age milestone to look forward to be fit, strong and healthy like I am. But also use that one of not ever wanting to get cancer. Another one which is close to my heart is acne. Now, I was fortunate as a teenager to not get acne on my face, but where I got acne was on my backside and on the top parts of my legs. I don't know why I've had it, and I've had it throughout my life, and I hate it. Now, I understand possibly how painful that must be for kids or anyone that's got it on their face, because it's a very visual thing. Now, I was fortunate enough because I could hide it underneath my trousers, underneath my swim shorts or what have you. But if I was in the old days when I used to wear the budgie smuggler type swim trunks, it sometimes used to show below it, and I was very embarrassed about it. And that's carried on now, and I've still got, or actually, I'll come on to it, I no longer have it, into my 50s. I'm 59 now, about to turn 60, and you think, well, surely by now I'd have got rid of my acne. Now, interesting enough, the acne has gone. Now, that could be twofold. It could be the intermittent fasting and the repair and the improvements, or what the fasting period does within inside your body, but it also could be partly as a result of my healthier eating. I'm not eating so much sugar or processed foods, and I think the two of those are linked. Now, if you have acne, potentially intermittent fasting can help with that too. Now, it's important to point out that younger kids or children shouldn't do intermittent fasting, certainly in their growth phase. And again, I'm not a doctor, but make sure you check that you are old enough to do intermittent fasting. The reason I say that is because if you're watching this about the acne, it's more likely you're younger and when you've got acne rather than someone who's older like me. But it might be that you have the same problem. And on that note, with any of these things, please pop a comment below. Tell me about your reason why. Tell me about whether you've gone through cancer, whether you've acne, whether you've got fasciitis, whether you've got type 2 diabetes. Is that your reason why? But also, please come back and tell me how you're getting on with your intermittent fasting. Come back and tell me, your story. I really want to listen to everyone else's story and join me in this journey of being fit, strong and healthy, no matter what your age, and to come on the journey of intermittent fasting with me once you've worked out that it's safe for you to do so. Now, what I wanted to do was to share a video by David Sinclair, a PhD, who's a Harvard professor working to extend healthy life. So let me just share a clip of a video of David Sinclair.
There's one thing I would recommend in midlife to do that could extend your lifespan. It's fasting. We find, my colleagues and I find, that it's not so much how much you eat and what you eat, it's when you eat. And so you don't always be fed, don't always give in to those hunger pains. I drink tea, and I actually don't eat probably till late lunch or dinner every day as a way to get those body defenses going every day.
On an average day, Sinclair fasts for 22 hours, eating just one large meal. He encourages long daily fasts to instigate a biological process called hormesis. Hormesis is the adaptive response of cells and organisms when the body is put under moderate stress. Short bursts of stress, such as fasting, stimulate the body's mitochondria, which convert food and oxygen into energy for cells to use. The body's mitochondria play a crucial role in supporting major organs, but its functionality decreases with age. Hormesis has been found to improve the mitochondrial performance, therefore improving life and health span.
These processes that we're studying, these basically enhancing our own innate defenses against disease, they exist within us. And we don't need medicines to turn them on. We can skip a meal, we can become exhausted from running, we can lift weights, we can eat the right foods, focus on plants, this kind of stuff. And we actually know, just like epidemiologists have figured out, that these are the things you can do to enhance those defenses.
So for me, that reconfirms my argument of using intermittent fasting. I'm using the 16-8 method of intermittent fasting, but like Sinclair, I'm sometimes doing 22 hours. I've done 24 hours of fasting to get the extra benefits, the extra autophagy, the extra period of being in ketosis and having ketones to run my body. The other important message to you about intermittent fasting is it's free. Now, you may have tried Weight Watchers. Now, according to Sage, only 12% are successful at actually sticking with Weight Watchers and losing weight, and you have to pay to be part of that. Intermittent fasting is free. It's not a paid for service. But an additional benefit is because you're eating less, it will save you money on food too. So it's a double benefit too. So on top of losing weight, on top of the health benefits, you also have a free method of being fit, strong and healthy. Thank you very much for listening. I look forward to seeing you on the next video, and bye for now.